Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to do my third update on my Pandos Eyeshadows challenge. So let's begin. I just turned on my electric fan because it's so hot here in the Philippines right now. It's the summer and that's so sad because we are currently in quarantine and we can't go out even though it's the summer. So if you guys are also in quarantine, we can do this. So anyway, this is going to be a little bit noisy because of the fan, but I hope that's okay. So first, let's begin on my update on the second quintet that I chose last month. So the first one is Lucid. This is Lucid. I'm not sure if you can see, hopefully. Yeah, that's the pan right there. I was able to hit pan on this mainly using it as a topper shade. And also, the metallics here in the Prism palette, they're a bit denser than the usual Anastasia palette. And because of this, I usually just use a brush, but it's so flaky I have to smooth it out with my finger. However, if I use my finger directly here, it will create hard pan, so that's why I always use the brush here, which is a little bit scratchy, so it picks up a lot of product. So that's how I was able to hit pan on this one. Then the next shade comes from my Naked palette, and I think this has been a part of my roulette since the beginning of my Pandos eyeshadows. And I'm talking about Smug. This is Smug. And now I have pan here in the center. So as I mentioned, this has been a part of my Pandos Eyeshadows challenge since the beginning. And this was a bit hard to hit pan on. And I didn't think I'd be able to hit pan on this update. But when I was getting ready, not that I was going anywhere, I started my quarantine second week of March, so I haven't been going out a lot, but I've been doing a lot of eye makeups, just playing around with it, or just a little bit of a pick-me-up when I don't want to start working from home, but I have to, so I usually get ready just to pick myself up and get into the mood of working. So I was running out of clean brushes, so I used a fluffy brush, and I noticed that I was using a lot more product when I use a fluffy brush, so I started using a fluffy brush just for a one color shadow shade. So that's how I was able to hit pan on Smug. And then another eyeshadow for my quintet was Sidecar, and you can see I was also able to hit pan on this using the same method of using the same fluffy brush. And also, this was easier to hit pan on than Smug because I already had a little bit of a dip in this one, and the eyeshadows are a bit more powdery than Smug. And then there's a bonus pan. If you can see, this is not a part of my quintet, but since there are two shades in here, that's part of my Pandos Eyeshadows quintet for March. I also often reach for Naked for my transition shade, and I was able to hit pan on it as well. This was also hard to hit pan on because I've been trying to hit pan on this since last year, but at least I was able to hit pan on 3 shades for my. This is my oldest palette, so I'm happy that I'm getting a lot of usage out of my first ever palette and also my oldest palette. So those are the 3 shades, and then the fourth one comes from my Cocoa Blend, and this is Infusion, or if you watch my previous update, this is actually a repressed potion from my Dream Street palette that I decluttered on my last update. So this is now Potion, and you can see I have such a big pan because this is a repressed powder, and I already had small amount of powder in Potion, and then I repressed it, so it was easier to hit pan on because it's so powdery and there's not a lot of product in the pan. So I think after 2 uses out of this, I was able to hit pan on it already, and then I just expanded the pan as I continued using it. And then the last one, which I just hit pan on while getting ready for this video. If you can see, I'm not wearing any makeup, but I'm wearing eyeshadows and lipsticks. That's the only makeup that I have been wearing ever since I started my quarantine, because they're easier to remove. So this is the last shade from my quintet. So this is my type from the I Think I Love You palette. So this is the pan. It's a little bit of a focused pan, which I usually don't like, but I've just been mainly wearing this as a brown chocolate eyeliner. So I just usually smudge it in my lash line. So, and of course I use a pencil brush. So it was kinda, I couldn't help it but make it a focused pan because I was using a pencil brush rather than a fluffy brush. So that means I've hit pan on all of the shades from my quintet. So this is going to be a fresh round of quintet for April. So I have updated my file, and now I only have 31 shadows that are included in this roulette. I still have 14 more from my sultry palette, but I didn't include them in my file because hopefully everything will settle down and that my plans will push through, my travels will push through. And I mentioned in my last update, I'll be using my sultry palette solely for a month, so that's why I'm not including it in this challenge. And also it's very brand new, so it will be very hard to hit pan on. So I have 31 shadows. The first one will be, why is it 66? I chose 31. So the first shadow will be number 8. Oh, it's 80. For some reason, it's choosing numbers above 31 that I set as parameters. So let's choose another one. 23. Yeah, 23. 23 is Parallel from my Prism palette. This is Parallel, and I love the shade. It's this neutral, warm, chocolatey, rich brown. I love it so much. I like using it as a smudge liner. So that's 23. Let's swatch it. So that's Parallel. Swatch it again. So this is Parallel. That's the first shade. Second one will be 15. Another one from my Prism palette, Osiris, which is this one. It's a black based purple with some shimmers of pinks in it. This is actually the driest shadow in this palette, and I often just use this as a liner, which I think will contradict with Parallel because I also use Parallel a lot as a liner. So I have 2 dark shades already. This is Osiris. So there. I don't really wear dark shadows, so I just use dark shadows as liners. So I already have 2 liners for my quintet. The third one will be 97. I only have 31 shadows. 54. 90. Why is this? Is this a bug? 89. 29. 29 is the Cocoa from Coconuts, Going Coconuts. It's this one, the Cocoa. So it's this like neutral bronzy gray shimmer. This is also one of the newest palette in my collection. I just got it last January. So this is the Cocoa. The fourth one will be 24. Shredded from Going Coconuts. It's this one. I don't really like these types of shades because it's very cool toned white. It kind of looks ashy on me, so I am going to just use this as a setting powder. It has a bit of a shimmer to it, but you can't really see it. So okay, so far I have two mattes and two shimmers, and they're all leaning towards like the darker end of the color spectrum, which is badly timed because it's summer here. Not that I wear a lot of makeup in the summer because I'm just like sweating. The last one will have to be 43. I don't have 43 shadows. 35. I only have 31. 7. Okay, this is going to be a very difficult round. Warm Notes is from my Zoeva palette, and it's this one. But this Warm Notes was originally a like purple red shimmer shadow, but I remove it and I replace it with Moony. Was this Moony from my Dream Street? So I repress it in here. So Moony is like this peachy satin shade. That's a very good topper shade. This is Moony. So this is my shadows for this round. Yeah. If they're not too light, they're too dark. So this is going to be challenging, and we're in quarantine, so we will see how much progress I will be able to do by May. But this is my third round. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.